Good morning, slash afternoon, slash evening, slash what it is where you are, everybody. Thanks so much for the good luck. My name is LRock. Some of y'all might see me before on SNES Superstars from last year. Today we're going to be playing, of course, not SNES games, although it's actually on SNES. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, known in the US from the release as Back from the Sewers. Pretty fun little side-scroller. It's kind of long. Still working on trying to push a sub-30 time myself, and we're almost there. Current PB is a 30:16, and the game's a bit of a classic. A lot of people don't know about it quite as well as the first one, because the first one was basically everywhere. Fall of the Foot Clan's a really cool game, but I grew up with this one, and I played it a lot more, so I know it a little bit better. So a couple things to note about the run. First, we're going to be utilizing this on the easiest difficulty. It is the fastest difficulty. You have a majority of bosses, and there are a lot of boss fights in this game, that go faster on easy because they have less cycles, or they just have less hazardous nonsense to work with, and or just less enemies in general. Less enemies you have in this game, the better off you are. So we'll go ahead and exit our start menu, check out that blood red New York sky, shout out to the color scheme, and we're going to go ahead and 3, 2, 1, go. So for this game, you can pick any turtle at the start of any stage. Once you go to a new stage, you can just pick a new character. From here, we're going to start with Raph. Raph is who we're going to be using through the majority of the game. Minor reason is because he's the first character in the character select screen, so it's just fastest to select him. The real reason is because he has the fastest standard attack speed. That was unfortunate. And that's going to allow us to get quick kills on quite a few bosses. First few levels are going to look very, very standard. Just lots of side-scrolling, lots of hitting foot soldiers, getting them out of our way, etc., etc. Very simple stuff. Our primary offensive move is going to be the jump kick, as you can see there. There's a really solid hitbox from the ankle outward. You do have to be really careful about how you're actually approaching enemies with it, because if you get clipped behind the ankles, it's not good. Any hitbox on like around the knee area is actually not in your favor. Onto our second room, more of the same, but this this is actually for me a great time to talk about how much I love this soundtrack. This soundtrack is swinging. Listen to this. Ragtime at the pub in the Prohibition era. Let's go. A lot of things you'll see me employ from behind are going to be these quick attacks. It's just a quick turn attack. Get rid of that guy. The hitbox on Raph's side dagger is a little bit bigger than you'd anticipate. Didn't quite make that jump. Honestly, to me, that's the hardest thing about this run. The jump precision in this game is a little out of whack sometimes. And yeah, Raph's kind of got the dinosaur orange feel. Kind of messed up that little bomb trap there. No big deal. Okay. Actually missed that quite a few times in practice, so cool that I managed to get that. Sometimes you miss the ledge, sometimes the manhole cover clips you. Neither one is fun. I'm gonna go this here. Missed a turn jump kick there. Not a huge deal. We're gonna get a pizza before we move on to the next room. Right here. Short little cutscene. RIP sewers. Not so much, they just messed it up quite a bit. Also cling to pipes. We're going to see that a bit throughout the course of the run, primarily for clipping platforms more so than pipes. There's another one we can clip, but we're not going to use that one. It makes us go slower. This room, however, is fairly simple. For these sliding soldiers, you just jump over them. You'll never see them again, so why bother fighting them? They're also pretty much completely invincible from the front, so another reason to not fight them. Okay, so this is good. Got to our final wave of foot soldiers with full health. Explain why about that here in just a moment. There's nothing random about this. It's purely pattern. Once you take out the first three, it's just two to the right, two to the left. And then you're going to finish with one on the right. Slide into that guy. Didn't talk about slide. Slide's a move I use very rarely, but you'll see it occasionally. If we didn't have full health, Splinter would have given us a pizza there, but we didn't need it, so we didn't get the cutscene, so it's cool. On to our first boss, Rocksteady. This is where Raph is really going to shine, is the fact that he can just churn out hits super duper fast and get past all of his iframes. Very, very, very fast startup. Hoping for 3 hits before he cycles back there. There we go. Great stuff. You're hoping that he only has 4 health by the time he gets back to the right for the fastest kill possible. There we go. Alright, so another unique thing about this title. This game, they decided to put in bonus levels where you can obtain pizza between each stage to refill your health for the next stage. Each pizza is worth half an HP. So you can get upwards of, you can get all of them for full health, but it's actually frame counting to not get them all. See, there we got 6, and that's going to fill it by 3. On to stage 2, which is the only stage where we don't use Ref. We're going to switch over to Donatello. First beat 'em up section stage. This one we can actually move up and down like it was an arcade title. It also has probably my favorite music in the entire game. Okay. For quick kills on the helicopters, you want to do 2 jump kicks and then kamikaze into them to take a hit. That kills them faster than any other strat I've been able to find. Fairly mindless stage though. Just let enemies approach you and then kill them. Helicopters being the only complicated part. Yeah, I love playing this stage just because the music is just... music's rad AF. It's so good. These guys, those guys throw boomerangs and are generally just a nuisance, but if you kill them fast enough, it's just a free despawn. Spawns the next wave of enemies a little bit faster. That's the only pizza we're going to get in the stage, and we're introducing new enemies in these helicopter drones. These guys aren't that much of a problem in this stage, but we'll be seeing them in later stages where they get to be really annoying. Yeah, man, has the logo on it and everything. Jump these barrels. Fairly simple section here. You can manipulate the spawn points of the first wave, but then this wave is fixed every time. That's all of that. Take out these drones. The reason we use Don here is primarily just because of his attack range. You don't really need good attack speed for these types of enemies, but having this extra range is good. But in general stages, Don is just not who we want, just because, like I said, his attack speed is incredibly slow. Oh yeah, I forgot this track has a title. I think that's going to do it for this stage. We're going to move on to our boss, who, in my opinion, is one of the more annoying bosses in the game. I actually discovered a quick kill for Bebop a few months back, and it's not easy. I might get it, I might not. Basically, you just have to stay out of his hit range to be able to hit him again. Back here. Basically, what we want him to do is chase us, which we are succeeding at right now. I think I actually got it. Not bad. Basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to kill him before he can spawn a new cycle on the right side. The problem with that is he goes to the right, he starts firing away, which is whatever. The problem is he does these jump patterns where he's completely invincible the whole time and you can't hit him. If it gets to that point, he just gets to run around and act like an idiot and you lose a lot of time. For Don, I'm not really going to focus too much on getting pizza. I'll probably get a few here and there, but we're not going to use him again, so his health doesn't really matter. Snag that one, just to end the level faster. Getting it is faster than letting the pizza spawn. Back to Raph, who we'll be using the rest of the run. Hopefully. Gonna flip us over here. This stage is fairly simple for the most part. Also has a great music track. Got this foot soldier gathering. You can just stay here on top and you'll fight the least enemies possible. Plus you have the freedom to actually do jump kicks instead of, you know, letting someone from the top hit you while you're on the bottom. Nice double hit there. That's kind of hard to do with Raph. Do this big flip here. Fallen objects here, hardly a big deal. This is our first introduction to Mousers in this game. Mousers are incredibly annoying in this game. Probably the worst ever. You saw I took a hit there and I really didn't want to. Jump kicks are your friends, but positioning of them is crucial because they can get under your leg really, really easily. Should have one more pizza coming up here soon after this last short mouser wave. Generally don't want to do melee there because melee takes time, but do what you gotta do. For easy, we're only gonna have one foot soldier here. Delay the cutscene a bit by jumping over this way to a quick elevator cutscene because it's a beat 'em up. It's a beat 'em up section. I shouldn't say it's a beat 'em up game. Just more foot soldiers. Here we'll actually be using the slide quite a bit more though because it can take out multiple groups of enemies. Just the timing on that one though. Unfortunate. Cool thing is we got a pizza pretty much right after this room. It's not too detrimental. Like if you're gonna take hits, this is the place to do it for sure. All it does is just all this room does is spawn enemies. It doesn't move us forward. We got one last double kill here. That'll take us out of the elevator. There's a great music track here. We'll let this guy follow us as long as he can. The reason I do that is because there's a mouser that's going to spawn here. If I kill him early, the mouser spawns earlier, and I'd rather just get to the point where I can just let the mouser crash into the wall. You can jump and flip up there. You can jump there as well, but the mouser's going to chase you, whereas if you fall, it just despawns him. Make our way through this construction site. Down here, a little bit more clinging, but we just, it's just a standard movement. Tight jump here. You have to make that like right from the edge of the platform there in order to be able to go. Gonna get to some real hazards here. Here these helicopter drones are back, and they're actually gonna cause problems here. Because coupled with mousers, it's just a complete 50-50. You got stuff coming at you from above and below, so it's really, really hard to deal with. Taking hits here is incredibly standard. Like you can't not expect to take hits here. That was actually pretty good. That was not. Right before it looked good though. I just took the hit there because I knew I was going to. There's a pizza not too long from now, so we're not in terrible shape. Down here. More just navigation. It's pretty self-explanatory though. The columns with pipes just means that, or with stripes means that it's a wall. Can't remember seeing a mouser there, but that's okay. Just ignore that guy because he's gonna ignore us. Got a decent jump to make here, and here's our emergency pizza. That guy. Didn't really want to take that hit, but the part's a little frustrating. There's a way to despawn him, but I guess he spawned in a different spot than I would have liked. Alright. Third level boss, we're going to have Krang, even though it doesn't really look a lot like him. We're hoping for a 3-cycle here. It can be kind of hard, but we are going to tank this fight quite a bit. You can see we've already taken a few hits. Alright, 4 hits is good. You can get 5. It's incredibly hard to do so, but it's definitely possible. Do a bit more tanking. Gonna fire at us. Cool, actually got him 5 times. So the last cycle should be pretty short. All I'm gonna hope for after that is just be able to get a decent health refill on pizza. Okay, cool. Managed to tank that one out there, not bad. That's also the strangest looking Krang sprite I've ever seen, with no exceptions. Flip us off into our next bonus. I'm not going to go for a full health refill here. I think 4 should suffice. If you get all 12 pizzas, it's a full health refill regardless of how much health you actually started it with. I'm going to do some counting here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, about what I thought. Didn't get full health, but we're not going to need it. We get a pizza fairly easy in this stage. How we're going to start is through this short underground maze of death traps. With these boulders, you need to make sure you duck as soon as you see it come on screen. Just take a knee. Fastest way to go. You can't really jump your way around them, and if you keep walking, it's just going to flatten you. That's a lot of time lost on the hit stun. Perfect cycling, we should be able to get only 6 of these. That's number 6. Jumped a little earlier, so I had to rear back. But that'll take us to the hill with this awesome facial animation. You get to see it for all of like a fraction of a second. But it gets me every time. There's no movement here. I'm actually not holding the directional pad at all. Just jumping the boulders as they come. You just see when it's a good time to jump. Don't wait for it to approach you. Generally won't clip it that way. Let me get this big old jump here. Alright, this part's kind of a disease. We have these flame spouts we have to try to jump. That's not necessarily an intentional damage boost, but if you wait it out, it's just going to take more time. So here we're going to go down and get this pizza. Just because we're definitely going to need the health. This one's free. This one's not, but it's doable. Okay, cool. We cleared that one. And from here, we're just going to get hit a lot. Take out the foot soldier with a rocket launcher. Yeah, this part is honestly one of the worst parts of the run. It's just, there's nothing fun about it. The flames are all on a fixed timer. So finding appropriate ways to just space your time around it is really difficult. So it's better just to generally take damage boosts. That was not good. I did not want to take that hit. Didn't want to take that one either, but I was already on pace to do it. Yeah. Alright, so it's going to move us on to this one here. Another quick sewer section. Didn't want to get clipped by that. And yeah, TMNT 3 on Game Boy is amazing. It's, to me, the best TMNT Game Boy title. Move us on to a mid-boss. I believe this is the first mid-boss we have to encounter. 6 hits on this guy. There's actually a quick cycle available for him. You want to make sure you do a jump kick right into his head as he's spawning for the fastest kill possible. It's actually kind of hard. Misses it by a few frames there, but that was actually decent. Move over here. A little far away for that one. You can hit him as soon as he comes up, but the danger of it is if your timing is off, he'll hit you first. If you get a trade, it's actually fine, but you want to make sure you hit him. Okay. 5 hits later, he's gone. I actually thought it was 6, but the upside is once you kill him, it's a full health refill. You just get 2 big pizzas, which are worth 6 HP apiece. Take out this Mouser. Ideally, you want to take the guy out with a jump kick, but we're going to play it a bit safe here. Missed that one a little bit. Excellent stuff there. Move us on to our boss this stage. We're going to be seeing Shredder a bit early here, but this is also the easiest Shredder fight you're ever going to see in your entire life. So all he does is has 2 patterns where he goes from side to side. This is one of those fights that's actually much, much harder on higher difficulties. Like on normal, he gets to do all kinds of stuff. He gets to throw fireballs at you and all kinds of gross stuff. But here you're just kind of just tanking it. May have missed the cycle. Okay, decent fight there. He who coops and runs away. Of course, we haven't seen the last of him. Another quick bonus game. Only need 3 HP here, but this is one of the more annoying bonus rooms just because of the layout. I may not go too hard in the paint to try to get some of these. Just doing some internal counting here. I'll make sure I'm not off. It's so funny to me that the bonus game is one of the legit speed strats in the game. Like, you don't want to get too many of them because it counts down frames. Very bizarre thing. Okay, on to what's essentially our end game. Next to last stage in stage 5. Maybe the best music track in the game, even though it's not my personal favorite. This song is just utopia. It's so good. The layout of the stage is really strange. You just have these flying platforms that you have to navigate through. There's no real discernible navigation that you have to take for this room. The primary goal is just go right. That's literally all you have to do. That was unfortunate I missed that jump. Big things to watch out for, those cannons on the side of some of them that spawn those helicopter drones. You really don't want those. Already taking a bit more damage than I would have liked, but this is still okay. Scoop up through there. Ugh. Hate it when that happens. The cannon platforms, I just generally jump right to the middle and then fall to prevent them from hitting me. It's actually fine. Got a pizza right here from Ricardo. Yes, we do. Cool. Ooh. Wasn't sure I was going to clip that. I didn't clip the big portion, but it still worked out pretty well. I really wish there was more to talk about in this room, but the music is just too good. Can't quite get into it. I disagree with that for sure. Hitboxes in this game are a tad finicky, as it turns out. Move down here. Down we go. There's one more pizza we'll be able to get before the stage closes out, so shouldn't be too much of an issue there. Oh hey, that guy flew overhead neat, and I jumped into it anyway. Derp. Apologies for that. Silly me trying to make this look like an actual speed game. How dare I? I'll use that as a damage boost, that's reasonable. There's our last pizza, which we will need. Take us right to the end. Another miniature boss rush to close the stage out. So for Baxter, he takes 5 hits, just like any other mid-boss. And there is a quick kill associated with him. It's going to be pretty hard. Let's see if I can get it. Cool, we got it. If we didn't get it, he would have flown to the left side and gotten some iframes. Very similar to what Bebop could have done, but still managed to get him taken care of pretty fast. There's a small wave of foot soldiers there, and we got one more pizza to take for our final boss. Here we have Granitor. Some of you might recognize from the arcade game. He's not necessarily a hard boss, just a very, very random one. Once he goes into ball mode, his movement is... you can only manipulate so much. Basically do what I can to try to get him to go to the other side. When I hit him, I'm trying to manipulate him to go to the other side of me. Because it takes him longer to despawn in that regard. We can get in extra hits. I might be able to get one more cycle here. It's going to be hard. Take some hits there. Didn't get it. Darn. It's hard. Like I said, it's very, very hard. Best soundbite I've ever heard in my entire life. Now that April's saved, we're going to go take down Shredder and Krang, because that's what we do. And for this one, I'm actually going to go ahead and get all the pizza. I'm at 6 health, and this is a stage where you definitely will need to be able to conserve your health. It's a very, very hard stage. Easily the hardest in the game. I'm trying to slide underneath that. One more. Cool. We get a little extra fanfare for getting a perfect, which takes time, which is unfortunate, but I'd rather have the health. So back to Raph for our last stage. Large multitude of strats that have to go into this room. The first room is, or this stage, I should say. The first room is by far the easiest. It's just an auto-scroller. We're going to be doing some sewer surfing. Dodging missiles, dodging landmines. You can hit the missiles to intercept them before they hit you, which is generally what you want to do, but you can also just jump them. It's just a little bit riskier. Catch them like that. Also, shoutouts to the blood red water in the sewer. Isn't this just the best color scheme? Totally G-rated video game. Not too much to talk about here. It's just the music's just a repeat of the first stage. We move on to the second room. This is one of the hardest rooms in the game. It's not random. it's just very, very punishing for mistiming your jumps, as you can see there. The lasers also aren't random, they're global timered. You just don't want to get hit by them. You see me do a lot of that reactionary stuff and flinching. Very, very hard room that I've just unfortunately not perfected yet. Even the task doesn't really have like a great strat for this room. Our goal is to make it to the end of all these lasers with 6 health, because there is going to be a pizza for us. Okay, cool. Made it with 7. We're good. On to our first of many bosses in this room, or in this stage. We're going to be fighting General Tragg on a conveyor belt, which is really the only hazard of the room. See if we can get a hit to start the fight. Getting that hit's really hard. Only got it once in the past couple days. So that was a good cycle. You always want to start by just trying to get okay, you just jump the shots and you just kick them on the way down. 4 hits per cycle is ideal. I think I've seen instances where I've been able to get 5, but it's really, really hard. Okay, that was actually a good fight. Having 8 health going into this room is pretty decent, but it's a really hard room nonetheless. Take the hit there. Getting past these turrets and these slides without taking damage is maybe the hardest thing in the game. I generally anticipate having a death here, but I'm hoping that doesn't happen. There's going to be a lot of safe play for me here. These roadkill Rodneys, you can just jump them until the 3rd wave. That one, that guy always spawns there, so you have to kill them or you have to take a hit. You know, it's one or the other. And killing them takes 2 hits, so that's also a challenge. Okay. Good clear there. So you can take a lot of safety here. Nice. Didn't clear that one. That's okay, though. We're actually almost on our way to a small pizza, so this is fine. Actually, it's a big pizza, I just remembered. It's 6 HP. I'm gonna just wait this one out. Scary stuff. Alright. Another quick elevator. It's just a foot soldier elevator, nothing super scary. Just gotta take out another wave of enemies, another beat 'em up section. It's, however, not the last we've seen of this style of stage. For those that enjoy spoilers, didn't really want to take that hit. I wanted the slide, but I thought I had it timed better, and I did not. Again, hoping for full health here going to the next boss fight, which can happen if we're able to have a good, rest of the sections here. Problem is, the last section before you get to the pizza is pretty hard. You got these 2 guys. Okay, cool. Alright, moving on here. Just a quick cutscene, even though we have to move forward into it. Krang's gonna unleash some gunfire on us. Cool music interruption there. Alright, this room sucks. Got these little mouser holes. Whew, got some iframes away from that one. Slide is gonna be excellent to use here because it takes them out in addition to, well, that's not good. Still what we wanted to do, but just not good for us. Alright, so moving on to what I think is probably the hardest boss fight in the game, that being Super Shredder. Another beat 'em up section. Fastest kill you can get is to loop jump kicks around his iframes. Very, very hard to do, especially because you have to tank most of it. And also this part's random. Where he teleports at those 4 spots is completely random. You have no control over it. You just have to watch what he's going to do and adapt. 3 hits per cycle is common. I've been able to get as many as 4. It's just really hard. Not good. Whew, we're going to this with not much health. Okay. For the amount of damage that I took, that was a decent fight. Alright, on to our last pre-boss room. Very, very hard room. Mostly because of these helicopter drones. That is not what I wanted at all. That's not good. That was really scary. I'm actually a little tilted that I got that slide. I really wanted a jump kick there. So this is the hardest one by far. This little helicopter pit. Like, I don't understand how you're supposed to stop those guys from being able to spawn and hit you. But we still made pretty good traction. That actually won't hit us. Kill these 2 foot soldiers. This last one's also a psych out. It's actually not going to shoot us. Better just wait and kill those foot soldiers. It's going to move us on to our final boss. Very, very easy final boss considering everything we just had to go through. Here we have Krang in the biggest robot body he's easily ever had. I'm actually on world record pace here, so I'm actually going to ask for quiet time. It's a very, very simple fight, not much to explain. Make sure he doesn't quake the ground when you're on the ground, because that'll stun you. And done. Yes! Actually got a sub 30 in a marathon. That was my goal with this game. It's a new world record by 25 seconds, I think. GG Handheld Heroes. Ooh, sweet run. But yeah, the Krang fight, it's really simple. Just don't be on the ground when he lands because that causes stun and you don't get to hit him. So be in the air ready to hit him on his way down. Whew. Good stuff. Very, very good stuff. All right, I'm trying to soak that in right now. That's pretty amazing. I didn't think I was gonna pull that off in a marathon for sure. Whew. So yeah, my goal ever since I picked this game up was to get sub 30 because my time just kept getting drastically better and better, but I'm gonna have to go back and retime that run for splits. There's surely gonna be a gold split in there at least. Great stuff though. But yeah, my previous PB was a 30-16. Just got my sum of best to under 30 last night, but didn't think I'd actually have the earn. But there it is, 29.51. Great stuff. 25 seconds how? Because the last stage is really awful. I had a run well on sub 30 pace last night that probably should have been it, but I took a death on the last stage that I didn't want, and this time I didn't. Last stage is really, really, really hard. Probably not wrong there, Wesley. Anyway, appreciate the GGs, everybody. That was pretty awesome to be able to do that. But yeah, this game's cool. I'll very likely be submitting it for AGDQ. I won't be able to attend GDQ Express, but just awesome run. Super fun game. The movement's a little wonky, so it's not the most enticing speed game, but I really enjoy the boss fights. The quick kills are really fun to do, and I hope you all enjoyed that. Be sure to stick around for... I definitely recall seeing what was up after me. Spider-Man 3, yeah. That's an incredibly special game, and I hope you all enjoy that. Anyway, have a great one, everybody. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.